Hello and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News on this Monday, February 9th. I'm Grant Olson. Here's some of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The leader of a home invasion linked to domestic violence has been sentenced to 8 months in custody. Electric customers throughout Chelan County may qualify for assistance in paying their utility bills. Expect patchy morning fog with afternoon sunshine the next couple of days. Your full local weather forecast is coming up. Chelan County Commissioner Brad Hawkins is among a group of county and state officials en route to Stehekin tomorrow to assess damage from December's heavy flooding and windstorms. The remote Lake Chelan village suffered destruction of its wastewater treatment plant, plus a levee breach that left the Stehekin River flowing through residential areas. Hawkins will travel by boat with Chelan County Natural Resources Director Mike Caputa and representatives from Governor Bob Ferguson's office. Stehekin is the gateway to North Cascades National Park, and villagers are calling on the Army Corps of Engineers to rebuild the Company Creek levee this spring. A community-wide meeting between officials and Stehekin residents is scheduled for Tuesday afternoon. The leader of a home invasion linked to domestic violence has been sentenced to 8 months in custody. 20-year-old Christian Adame Ibarra pleaded guilty in Douglas County Court last week to second-degree burglary and third- and fourth-degree assault. He was one of 3 men who forced their way into an East Wenatchee residence in late November to confront a former girlfriend. Sheriff's deputies say during the struggle, one of the intruders allegedly shoved a 90-year-old woman to the ground. Judge Brian Huber ordered Ibarra to serve his time as a mixture of work release and electric home monitoring. The 2 other men accused of acting as accomplices have yet to stand trial. The City of Chelan has issued a draft environmental assessment looking at the impacts of a proposed runway relocation at the Lake Chelan Airport. The planned changes at the small airport would require acquisition of about 80 acres to widen and shift the runway so it can meet new aviation standards. It would also force nearby Howard Flats Road to be realigned. Hangars and outbuildings that support the runway would also have to be relocated, and the airport would invest in a new automated weather observation station. The City of Chelan owns the airport, and the draft assessment can be viewed on the airport section of the city's website. Members of the public have until February 27th to give their comments on the proposal. The Washington State Department of Transportation is expecting an extended closure of the Hanson Road overpass in Moses Lake, which remains without an estimated reopening date. The bridge over I-90 was closed on January 17th after a scheduled inspection determined the structure has significant deterioration on its deck and pier gaps. DOT says there is no temporary fix to reopen the road due to that deterioration. Repairs are estimated to cost between $5 million and $20 million, depending on the extent of the work needed. All I-90 exit 174 ramps remain open, and detours are available using exit 169 at Hiawatha Valley Road. DOT said additional inspection and testing occurred on January 19th, and a repair plan is in development. The empty seat on the Chelan Fire and Rescue Commissioner Board has been filled, and ballots are due tomorrow for the February special election, during which some North Central Washington voters will decide on several measures related to school and safety funding. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Somewhere behind these doors is a family member, often alone, taking care of a loved one with Alzheimer's or some other disability, or providing care for a loved one who is not ill but only aging and no longer able to care for themselves. In the field of caregiving, this is the home front. For the home is where most Americans will live out their last days. Contact Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington for a variety of services, including caregiving, meals, and medication help.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Her Royal Highness Ella Johnson.
Join NCWLIFE channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Royalty Selection Pageant Saturday, February 14th. The countdown to coronation starts at 6:30 with a pageant at 7. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, also by Apple Valley Honda and Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate. Tune in for the Royalty Selection Pageant live on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Electric customers throughout Chelan County may qualify for assistance in paying their utility bills. Chelan County PUD commissioners last week adopted a new customer bill assistance program designed to support the district's most vulnerable ratepayers. The utility district will now offer discounts to eligible ratepayers on their monthly residential, electric, water, and wastewater bills. The 25% discount will apply to households earning less than 80% of Chelan County's median income of $54,000. The Chelan PUD's discount program previously only supported seniors or disabled ratepayers who qualified. It was also open only to those who earned 50% of median income rather than the revised 80%. An estimated 10,000 households could qualify for those discounts. The expanded program begins June 1st. The empty seat on the Chelan Fire and Rescue Commissioner Board has been filled. The district announced today that Jim Edinger will join the board beginning February 18th. He takes over for Ron Simmons, who had just been re-elected to a new term in November before leaving the board. Edinger was selected after he and two other candidates interviewed for the position on February 4th. His seat with the fire district's governing body has a 6-year term and will conclude December 31st of 2032. Ballots are due tomorrow for the February special election, during which some North Central Washington voters will decide on several measures related to school and safety funding. In Chelan County, the Pateras School District is asking for voters to approve an educational programs and operations replacement levy. Similarly, the Palisades and Quincy School Districts are seeking renewal of EP&O levies, and the Cooley Heartline School District is asking for a replacement enrichment levy. Meanwhile, the Orondo School District is hoping to get the renewal of its EP&O levy and capital levy for technology and facility improvements. In both Chelan and Douglas counties, the main election issue is the Rivercom sales tax proposal, which aims to add 0.1% to local sales tax to improve emergency dispatching. Coming up next, the top 10 finalists for Apple Blossom Queen have been making the rounds in the Wenatchee Valley, and is now the time for their final pageant. It's drawing near. In tonight's feature story, we will introduce you to two of those candidates. Our unseasonably warm winter weather will continue right through this weekend. I'll have your local weather details coming up, along with Eric Granstrom with a look at all things sports as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues after these messages.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook You Measure, on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
In tonight's feature story, the top 10 finalists for Apple Blossom Queen have been making the rounds in the Wenatchee Valley, and now is the time for their final pageant is drawing near. NCWLIFE's Eric Granstrom sat down with all 10 hopefuls, and tonight we introduce you to two of them, Melanie Tovar and Avery Anantatmula. The Apple Blossom Queen and her royal court will be selected from the top 10 on Saturday at Numerica Performing Arts Center. You can watch along with us as we carry the selection pageant live starting at 7 p.m.
Hi, I am Melanie Tovar. I attend Wenatchee High School, but I do Running Star through Wenatchee Valley College. And then I serve as vice president at the high school.
Why did you choose to do this, to run for Apple Blossom?
It was sophomore year. I was in my English class working on my essay when I hear my teacher call my name, and I was like, OMG, she probably found a mistake in my essay. I'm gonna get in big trouble. So I go back up and she hands me a note, and I'm opening it up and it says Apple Blossom ? And I'm like, oh, what's this? And she's like, I just really think you're a person that Apple Blossom's looking for. And at first I didn't really take it into consideration. It was sophomore year, still had 2 years ahead of me. Now, senior year, I see the flyer that Darcy puts up around the school, and I'm like, you know what? I look back into my backpack and I find that same note in my backpack, and I'm like, you know what? Like Rocky Balboa said, tomorrow's not promised, put yourself out there. So I did, and look where I'm at now, top 10.
What's been the most unique experience so far being part of the top 10?
There's a lot of cool, unique experiences, but I think the most unique one was the Colombia tour. I was raised in an orchard, like I said in my speech, and I see a lot of behind the scenes that happen in the orchards, but once they get transferred to the Colombia packing sheds, I don't really see what happens. And what I did learn is how they send apples over to Japan, which I found really cool.
What are you doing in your life 10 years from now?
10 years from now, I think I'm still going to be pretty busy. Hopefully, I have applied at a pre-medicine school. Hopefully UW, fingers crossed. And I think just coming back, relaxing before I go into my residency school and medical school.
Okay, so what do you want to do in the medicine field?
I really want to go into obstetrician and gynecology.
Okay.
Yes.
Why?
Because my grandma was diagnosed from cancer at a very young age, and I had found myself to be the bridge between her and her doctor, and I've heard the impact that I've made in her last few days of life, and that just motivated me to go towards medical field. OBGYN just because I love babies, and I just want to help those mothers with their babies and just their whole motherhood journey.
I am 17. I go to Eastmont High School, and my favorite subject is actually math.
You're good at math.
I don't know how good I am at it, but I really like it.
Okay. Why? You just problem solving? Is that kind of a theme for you?
It's like a little puzzle, and once you figure out the puzzle and you get it, and you can just go, do all the problems, and every problem is a little bit different.
Why did you decide to run for top 10 and Apple Blossom, the whole thing?
So I've kind of been around. I've grown up here my whole life. And I've kind of really known what Apple Blossom was because my mom ran in top 10. So my mom,
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, not to age her, but back in '98, she was
just aged her, but that's we
it's
love
fine.
your mom. It's okay.
She ran, so I always kind of knew what it was a little bit. I wasn't so sure I was going to do it, but the last few years I've been really involved in Key Club and doing a ton of different service things with Key Club, with Serve Wenatchee, with my church, and just really getting to know the community and really seeing the amazing people we have here. I really wanted the opportunity to feel like I could represent them.
What's been the most unique experience for you so far?
Probably learning how to do my hair and makeup
and
nails. I've always just been kind of throw some concealer and mascara on before I leave for school in the morning. But really just learning to do your everyday look. This is what to do. Evening look, go a little bit heavier and stuff. And just how subtle differences are appropriate for certain occasions. And so that's been really neat to kind of learn about and to kind of try to apply.
You play the piano, have been for a long time.
Yep.
And you play tennis.
Yes.
So this is going to be a unique question.
Okay.
Ready? So what would a piano recital of your tennis match sound like?
If you've played tennis before, you know, like there's a rhythm in your play. And a lot of times your opponent will hit the ball back at about the same speed you hit it to them.
Sure.
Or vice versa.
Sure.
And it's kind of like when you get into that rhythm of a song and that beat and things are consistent. And then the composer will throw in something new, or your opponent will hit a drop shot or do a lob or like just do something different to change up the game. Is kind of like how a composer will add in a second part to their song and add in a fast part if it's like a slow song, and just like change it up and keep the audience waiting. And that's when the tennis game gets exciting. That's when the music gets exciting, is when those changes happen.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great weekend, and if you're a Seahawks fan, you had a fantastic weekend, and congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. What a game yesterday. And all right, taking a look at our weather as we make through our week and into the upcoming weekend. Boy, this unseasonably warm weather will continue. Upper 40s today. We will cool off just a little bit as we make our way through the week. Mid 40s Wednesday, and then around 41 Friday, and low 40s for Wenatchee into the upcoming weekend. Look at Moses Lake, upper 40s and then mid 40s as we head into the upcoming weekend. So this mild winter continues all across North Central Washington. Today, what a beauty out there. Unofficially 48 degrees our high temperature. That's 8 degrees above our normal, which is now 40 degrees. 55 our record high, and that was set in 1998. Our low this morning, 30 degrees, and that's getting a little closer to where we should be for a normal low. 27 is our normal low for this time of year. 8 degrees our record cold, and that was set in 1985. We did pick up 0.04 of an inch from that light rain shower activity over the weekend, but we're still over 0.75 of an inch below where we should be for this time of year. Sunrise 7:15 and the sunset at 5:15. All right, taking a look at your Tuesday temperatures, and it's going to be a nice one once again, especially in the Columbia Basin, where Moses Lake and Ephrata will see almost 50 degrees, 46 for Quincy, and then a little bit cooler back west, and especially in the higher elevations. Wenatchee, Entiat, Chelan, also up into Omak, we'll see 43, 40 for Lake Wenatchee, and 41 the high temperature tomorrow up in Leavenworth. All right, tonight we can expect patchy fog out there. Here's our driving weather force right now, and it's this big area of high pressure, so just patchy fog and partly cloudy skies tonight. Low temperatures in the low 30s. As we get you into Tuesday, things aren't really going to change a whole lot. Maybe some morning fog giving way to mostly sunny skies tomorrow. I don't think we'll see the upper 40s tomorrow, more like mid 40s for Tuesday afternoon high temperatures. By the time we get you into midweek Wednesday, just a beauty. Sunny, and we will see just a little bit warmer temperatures with highs on Wednesday into those mid and upper 40s. Most of that cooler air back into Montana and eastern Idaho. By the time we get to Thursday, partly cloudy skies to end our week. Mild conditions out there. Another large area of high pressure is nosing into the Pacific Northwest. That's going to bring very stable weather once again for Thursday, with highs in the mid 40s, and not much change as we get you into Friday. Maybe a few more clouds. We will see just a weak cold front slide through the state. Slightly cooler for Friday with high temperatures in the low 40s. And then for your upcoming weekend on Saturday, here's our weather maker for Saturday. An area of low pressure off the California coast. Still not positive how much of this moisture will move up our way. We'll bring about a 30% chance of rain in our forecast for Saturday. High temperatures remaining in those low 40s. And then as that low just sits off the coast of California, it'll throw some clouds our way as we end our weekend on Sunday, but really not bad with high temperatures again in those low 40s. degrees. All right, taking a look now at your 7-day forecast, and it's brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, where comfort, care, and community come together. 32, the freezing mark for us overnight tonight. Patchy fog giving way to mostly sunny skies tomorrow, and 43. Sunny for Wednesday and 47. And then some clouds begin to roll in as we get towards the end of the week. 45 Thursday, 41 on Friday. Looks like a slight chance for a shower or two on Saturday with 42 our high temperature. And then just some clouds on Sunday with a high then of 41 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Royal Highness Ella Johnson.
Join NCWLIFE channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Royalty Selection Pageant Saturday, February 14th. The countdown to coronation starts at 6:30 with a pageant at 7. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, also by Apple Valley Honda and Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate. Tune in for the Royalty Selection Pageant live on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. It doesn't even feel real, does it? Seattle Seahawks are Super Bowl champions for the second time in franchise history. Seattle dominated the New England Patriots, winning Super Bowl 60, 29-13, in what many will probably say was a boring game. Seahawks kicker Jason Myers set a Super Bowl record with 5 field goals. There were 15 punts in the game between the two teams. Seattle's defense sacked Patriot quarterback Drake May 6 times, intercepted him twice, forced a fumble. They returned an interception for a touchdown. Kenneth Walker III, named the Super Bowl MVP, had 27 carries for 135 yards. Team owner Jody Allen accepted the Lombardi Trophy and handed it off to Coach Mike McDonald, Walker, and quarterback Sam Darnold.
I have to thank all the 12s that are here with us. All the 12s at watch parties everywhere, and all the 12s around the world. Yes! He wants to bring the players up with him, and that's fine.
I had 100% confidence. We got the best team. 12 is one, mob ties. We got the best fans in the world, 12s. Look how many 12s are in this stadium right now. We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other. And now we're world champions. They just made a decision. They're going to play a certain way. They lived up to the dark side today. It's going to go down in the history books. We love our players. Look, they made it happen. They made it come to life, and we won the game.
First and foremost, I want to thank God for this, blessing to be here. Also, I want to thank my brothers. This don't happen without them. We went through a lot of adversity this season, but we came together and we stuck together, and, this is what we got. Hey, shout out to the 12s.
Shout out to the 12s.
It's easy. My teammates and my coaches, they've believed in me ever since the beginning of OTA's training camp, and that was our mindset. Every single day we came to work, and hey, I got to shout out our offensive line, our tight ends, our receivers, and of course the running backs for everything that they did tonight. It was special in the run game. But our defense, man, hey, 12s, make some noise for our defense.
Walker
Walker was named the game's MVP despite not scoring a rushing touchdown, although there was one would-be touchdown called back in the fourth quarter.
I think later on in the first quarter or early in the second quarter is when I start to feel it. We start to, break big runs. At first, Mike always talk about it's a softening process. And then, the bigger runs start to come, and that's when I really start to feel it. The O-line had the hole wide open. I just really had to beat the safety and whoever was on my left. Score, look back, it's a flag, and, that's probably the worst feeling ever. But, we won the game, so I'm not going to complain.
Mike McDonald becomes the third youngest coach to win a Super Bowl championship. He says this is the exclamation point to a mindset.
We're in the business of winning football games. And to win football games, you got to be a great team. And great teams have people from all over the place that come together. That's why football is so special. I mean, you look at that locker room and what people have gone through to get to this point in their career on this particular team. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's really, really powerful, really awesome.
Word came out before the Super Bowl that Jody Allen would be putting the team up for sale as per the wishes of her departed brother Paul. Now, McDonald was quick to give Allen credit for her vision.
I love answering this question because Jody's been phenomenal since the day that I interviewed for the job. I think vividly of our conversation we had in Baltimore. And I just loved hearing her vision for the team and what she wanted to create for our city and our community and our football team and our franchise. And that was really inspiring because I felt it was aligned with what we wanted to create too, and how we wanted to build our program. And man, when you're aligned on that vision, it's a fun ride. Sometimes it's not that fun, but especially last year, as we're kind of going through the fog of some things, she just had such a great perspective on everything, kept us together. Always, back John and I on some of the tough decisions we had to make, and it lets you make those decisions when she's in your corner. So I'm really happy for her.
There will be a championship parade in downtown Seattle Wednesday morning. We'll hear more from the players over the next few days as Seattle celebrates its second Super Bowl championship. Just doesn't seem real. Well, checking the college basketball scoreboard from the weekend. First on the men's side, number 6 Gonzaga had no trouble getting back on the winning track, downing Oregon State 81-61. Santa Clara edged Washington State 96-92. Eastern Washington edged Montana State 72-71. UCLA held on to beat Washington 77-73. Women's college basketball on Saturday. Pepperdine topped Washington State. Gonzaga rocked Pacific. Montana State overcame Eastern Washington, and Washington needed overtime on Sunday to top Wisconsin 91-86. The Wenatchee Wild went 1-1 over the weekend in 2 Western Hockey League games at the Town Toyota Center. Victoria was in town Friday but found an unfriendly host as Wenatchee pitched a shutout 2-0. Didn't go so well on Saturday to visiting Spokane. They came out on top 4-1. Wenatchee has another midweek matchup this week. Game on the road at Kelowna coming up on Wednesday at 7:05. Moses Lake and Eastmont boys played a whale of a basketball game on Friday night. Mavericks came out on top in it. 79-76. Eisenhower edged Wenatchee 63-60. Ephrata edged Toppenish. Cashmere came out on top of Wahluke. Moses Lake Christian beat Oroville. Garden City Academy beat Wilson Creek. Waterville Mansfield topped Denny at 50-42. Eastmont girls were able to post a 20-point win over Moses Lake on Friday night. Eisenhower beat Wenatchee. Toppenish eased past Ephrata 70-18. Ouch. Cashmere was 23 points better than Wahluke, winning 45-22. Moses Lake Christian cruised by Oroville. Waterville Mansfield crushed Denny at 60-15. Saturday, the West Valley boys beat Wenatchee 77-40. Eastmont edged Sunnyside by 4. Omak topped Cascade by 5. Liberty Bell had no trouble beating Tonasket by 20. Okanagan down Bridgeport 75-60. West Valley girls also winners over Wenatchee, winning 45-26. Eastmont stopped Sunnyside. Omak beat Chelan. Lake Roosevelt rolled Okanagan. Brewster topped Tonasket 53-14. NCWLIFE will broadcast one more night of prep basketball tomorrow night with the litter box games at Wenatchee High School. Grant Olson will have play-by-play. Panthers host the Wildcats first and the girls at 5:30. The boys will follow at 7 o'clock. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Monday.
And that will do it for this Monday edition of the NCWLIFE Evening News. Remember, if you see news happening, let us know. Email your news tips to news@ncwlife.com or just give us a call at 888-6295. Our channel is also available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for being with us and have a great night.